Holy sheets. The Padres are 5-0 for the first time in franchise history. John and Jim with you on this Monday night edition of the wrap-up show on a dreary night in San Diego. The Padres win again. Kyle Hart, for the first time in his major league career, is a winner. Gavin Sheets, 4 RBIs. Manny Machado, some heads-up play defensively there for San Diego with the double play on the interference. And the Padres keep rolling. And again, they've never gotten off to a 5-0 start until tonight. They are 5-0. They'll continue the series Tuesday against the Guardians. All right. Dairy Bonds, Holy Sheets, whatever the hell is going on, we want more of it. Please subscribe. If you are here, please subscribe. We have year-round content for you. If you are here live or on replay, all we ask is that you do subscribe. So please subscribe. Smash the like button for us. We're going to get to 8,200 subscribers tonight, potentially with your help. So please subscribe. We want to get to 8,200 subscribers. Smash the like button. How many likes do we need tonight, Jim?
400
likes. So help us get to 400 likes. Follow us on X at John Schaefer at Jim Russell SD. We'll get to every single super chat. I see the first of the night has rolled in from Dario. Thank you, Dario. I think he's chiming in from Mexico. We'll get to that super chat here coming up. Click the $ below the chat box if you want to control the direction of the conversation. If you just want to support our work, if you have a question or a comment, we'll get to every single super chat here tonight. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button down below. Sellout crowd. Jackson Merrill bobblehead night. Mike Schultz just said he got one himself. And the Padres, more of the same. They fall behind Jim 1-0. It does not faze them. They're the ones that apply the pressure. They don't feel it. And they find a way to win again. 7-2, impressive bullpen. Kyle Hart, the offense. What more can you say?
Yeah, we're literally watching history. We're watching history. This has never been done before in franchise history. Just I continue to think about the offseason. And I think me and you and everybody else absolutely had the right to be concerned. For sure. But of course, it just typical baseball, right? Like, off season that was awful. It felt like forever. They make no sizable moves. Jason Hayward, Martin Maldonado, like Nick Pivetta a lot. Don't resign Profar, and we'll get to Profar tonight. Rumors of trading rumors of trading King and Cease, and maybe a rise, cost cutting, lawsuits. Best start in franchise history. Like, what? That is so baseball. It is so baseball.
No, it's John Seidler.
Yeah, sure.
Give John Seidler all the credit in the world for this 5-0 start. I mean, where do you even start tonight? I was just thinking about this with Gavin Sheets. I just Googled this, Jim. The White Sox drew 1.38 million fans last year. Do the math on that. That sucks. All right. I mean, they were the losingest team in the history of baseball, right? 121 losses a year ago. You go from that to this. How can you not be inspired if you're Gavin Sheets when this is your team, this is the core, and this is your fan base? I know 5 games doesn't make a season, and they're not going to play every game at home, but he credited Victor Rodriguez postgame saying that I've really been believing in what Rodriguez has been preaching. I've changed my swing a little bit, and I'm just comfortable and confident. And that's playing out. I mean, I know it's 5 games, but he's hit 500. He's driving in runs. He's hitting for power, right? He's driving the ball to all fields. He had 4 RBIs tonight. I think it starts there. Well, there'll be so much time for this season for Fernando and Manny and everyone else, Jackson Merrill. But when you get this type of production from Gavin Sheets, you kind of forget about some of the losses you had this offseason. And we were like, who's going to be the DH for this team? I mean, Gavin Sheets is making a case to not just obviously be playing, but basically be playing every day based on what he's done here for the first week of the season.
This is another dumpster diving move by Preller that you hope turns into gold. And it's still very early, like 5 games in. It is 5 games in a 162 game season. But if this guy can produce and be consistent for you throughout the season, man, what a pickup. Just what a pickup. And I think also too, it helps to not be in a awful lineup like the White Sox and instead be in a lineup with Tatis, Merrill, Machado, Bogarts, Arise. Like, that helps a lot just with confidence, knowing that You don't have to do too much. You're not going to be the main guy in the lineup. You're not looked at as the main guy in the lineup. You just, as Bill Belichick says, just go do your job. Nothing more, nothing less. And I think, being in front of these fans at Petco, sellout after sellout after sellout, you're not hitting in the middle of the lineup. You're hitting towards the bottom, so there's not much pressure on you. And like he said, change the swing just a little bit. I mean, there's no pressure on him. I remember the beginning. I remember was it a week ago? Maybe it was opening day. I forget. Now the days are just going to run together during baseball season. But it might be opening day where he mentioned, because he had the home run. That's right. That he's like, dude, I'm in a lineup with stars. I don't have to go out there and try to be something I'm not. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Let's get to some of the super chats, guys. If you are here, there's over 400 of you here live. So first of all, tell people that we're live. Let's get more Padres fans in this chat, and please subscribe. And thank you for the super chats. We're going to get to them. Click the $sign below the chat box, like this one from Every So Often that says, "So stoked for Sheets." Thank you for the Superman. He says, "Dude goes from the White Sox to a full house at Petco on a rainy Monday night, chanting his name on a potential playoff team 5-0. They're chanting holy Sheets on a Monday night. It's Jackson Merrill bobblehead night. They're chanting. Who would have ever envisioned this, Jim? The beauty of sports. Who ever would have thought that a week into his first year in a Padres uniform, Gavin Sheets has taken the fan base by storm? That's one of those things that was not on the bingo card, yet it's played out right in front of our eyes.
What I love is, the holy Sheets chant. Obviously, the holy shit chant. Holy shit, but the fact that it will now be embraced. I think the Padres might have tweeted it out, holy Sheets. And you heard Pomeranz on the post game say holy Sheets. And you're like, yes, let's get edgy. Let's do it.
T-shirt.
Yes, T-shirt. Holy Sheets. Should I make one?
I mean, we won't sell any, but yeah.
True. Holy Sheets. That is that's freaking perfect. And I know that on Twitter, the nickname Dairy Sheets, right?
No, Dairy Bonds.
Dairy
right?
Bonds. Dairy Bonds. Yeah. Dairy Bonds. It's fucking perfect, dude.
It's great. It's so good.
It's like, oh my God, this guy, Dairy Bonds. Are you kidding me?
It's the best.
It's so good, dude. So good. It is so good. Oh my God, Dairy Bonds, dude.
It's so good. Dario, thank you, man, for your support for Mexico. He says he's back and he is happy. He followed up by saying, "Not loving Ariza's impression of Hosmer." So one hit tonight from Luis Ariz, although he was thrown out at second. He still hasn't, I guess, been on base standing off a base hit yet this year.
Right.
It's early. He'll be fine. He started 0 for 16, ripped the ball through the right side. They're winning. If they were 0-5, it's all we're talking about. They're 5-0, so it's the last thing that we're talking about. Would you agree? I don't care. I mean, I will care if he doesn't hit, but I'm not caring right now.
It's Luis Ariz, 3-time batting champion. If you are seriously going to be like, this dude's washed after he just won 3 straight batting titles, he's a career 320-ish hitter. I think you guys should probably slow down, because I'm not worried. John's not worried. I don't think Luis Ariz is worried. I don't think anybody in that dugout's worried. I don't think Victor Rodriguez is worried. This guy's one of the best hitters in the game. And he's going to have 600 plus plate appearances this year. He's going to get it going. And when he gets it going, watch out. Because if you had we talked about it all offseason, they had a top 4 in this lineup, and they have a top 4 that is really, really good. Really good. They are top heavy, but the top heavy part of the lineup is, if they're all clicking, who cares what the rest of the lineup does?
Yeah, not as top heavy when you have a player like Gavin Sheets perform like this. We'll see if that continues.
Absolutely, yeah.
Less top heavy when you get production like you're getting from someone like Sheets. We need some clap emojis for the good vibes on this Monday night from Sunriser. Clap emojis in the chat.
Let's go, Sunriser.
All right, that's very generous, and we appreciate that super. Let's get some clap emojis in the chat. The Padres are 5-0. He says the Ramirez home run in the first inning got me nervous for a minute. The win reinforces enjoy the ride. Been a couple of games in attendance, opening day and Sunday at Petco. So far, this is fun. Love AJ. Let's go, Padres. Let's leave this up for a couple of minutes. I mean, AJ had a great 2024. He's begun 2025 by pulling the right strings. Petco's been awesome. We've both been there so far this year. They have banana bread pudding. What more can you say? And they're 5-0. And everyone's going home happy with that Jack DeMero bobblehead, including Mike Schilt. So, I mean, it's just a good vibes super chat is what it is.
Mm-hmm. We expressed all offseason and into spring training it would be wise for this team to start out hot, or at least have a good start to this season. I'm not saying they had to go like 20-2, but after the first month, if you're, I don't know how many games are in the first month, but let's just say you're 15-8. I would taken that before the start of the season. You told me they start 15-8, sign me up. Absolutely. And they're doing exactly that to a point where it's the best in franchise history. 5-0. Now 5-0, you could have many game winning streaks in the middle of a season, but it's making sure you don't have those 5-game losing streaks, even though they had a bunch of them last year and they still won 93 games. So,
right.
They have started out absolutely perfect. They have got contributions from literally everybody. Their bullpen, John, do you see the stats? Do you see the stats tonight? 20 innings pitched, 0.45 ERA this year.
Yeah, you know what that equates to, right? That's 1 run in 20 innings.
Yeah, really good. Their starters have done their job, and what's cool to think about now is one time through the rotation, your two best starters have had the worst starts of anybody in the rotation. And now they're coming back around and you're already 5-0. And now you're looking to get absolutely as greedy as you possibly can with King and Cease tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm absolutely go for the 7-0 homestand. Absolutely.
That'd be amazing. Is it not so Padres that the only 5-0 start in the history of the franchise has them in second place in the division because the Dodgers started in the middle of March and
they're going to finish in second place.
Dude, Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, we'll get into this way later with Profar, but he said earlier that he is considering retirement at the end of the year. He might not make it. I mean, you can't, if you're Atlanta, you can't start 1-13. I promise you that. Like, not with visions of winning World Series. You can't get off to that kind of start. And they're staring 0-7 down the barrel right now after losing their first 5 games, including tonight at Dodger Stadium. Thank you again, by the way, Sunrise are very, very generous. Guys, if you're here, over 500 of you are here, please subscribe. Year-round content for you. If you're here on replay, thank you for subscribing, and the super thanks as well if you're here on replay. Matthew, appreciate it, man. He says, Sarah Langpost, she's a statistician for MLB, Arise 0 for 16 this year, 0 for 13 in 2024. Still got the batting title in 2024. Have patience, faithful. I don't think anyone is lacking patience because they're 5-0. Again, if they're 1-4, if they're off to a terrible start, we'd absolutely be talking about this more. But I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about anything until they lose. And even I know they're going to lose. They're not going 162-0. You heard it here. It's not happening. They're not going to do it.
It
doesn't matter until they lose.
I'm okay with everything. Like, there's nothing that I'm going to sit here and be like, yeah, I don't know about that. Jason Hayward had a big knock tonight. Martin Maldonado and Elias Diaz have done more than enough through the first 5 games offensively to be okay with. Luis Ariz is 1 for 17 now or 18. Okay.
Yeah. Manny had 3 hits today.
Manny had 3 hits tonight. Tatis is still doing great.
Yeah.
I see in the chat, Omar, thanks for the jinx. Bro, what do you want us to do? Be like, yeah, this team's not that good. This is all fool's gold. No, this is not fool's gold. I've seen fool's gold before. And 5-0, this team, it's not like they're playing the Miami Marlins and the whatever you want to call them A's. The Guardians are a playoff team from last year. They have one of the best players in the game in Jose Ramirez. The Braves were one of the best teams. Well, not one of the best teams last year, but they're a playoff team from last year. And they have a really good roster. They had just started out the year ice cold. This start is a legit start. Now, again, it's just 5 games, the course of over a season, 5-game stretches. You're not going to really look at many 5-game stretches. And, so it is what it is. But to start out this season like this, it's legit. They're a good team. they're a good team, and knock on all the wood that they continue to stay healthy or healthy-ish.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, they're going to be a good team. How good remains to be seen, but I think I'd be very surprised if they were not a good team this year. Enzo316, thank you, man, for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, if I was coach or manager, I'm never taking Sheets out of the lineup except for a rest day. Well, he's not going to play truly every game, but he's going to play a lot. I mean, if he performs, he'll be in that lineup. They absolutely have a need. Every lineup has a need for someone that's going to hit and hit for power. And Gavin Sheets has been that guy for the Padres to start this year. So, again, is he going to play every day? Probably not. Is he going to play a lot? Yeah, absolutely, because you keep hot hands in lineups. And Gavin Sheets right now is riding a hot hand.
Yeah, you don't want to push your luck. You want to make sure that you give this guy and put this guy in the right situations to succeed. And that's what Schilt is doing. And yeah, he's riding a hot hand here. But if there is a tough lefty on the mound tomorrow, like say just like Chris Sale was on the mound tomorrow, he's not. Sure. But you get my point.
Yeah,
Gavin Sheets isn't starting tomorrow.
Sure.
So yeah. They're going to pick and choose. They're not going to run this guy into the ground. But to have that now lefty bat off the bench when he's not out there to start, that's a big advantage. And coming out of spring, when he went nuclear in spring, was just hitting home run after home run after home run. Yep. Your eyes, you raise your eyebrows and you're like, you might have something here. And he absolutely earned his roster spot when he got, put on the roster. I think everybody agreed that was a good move. And he's proving them right now. And it's awesome to see.
Yeah, it really is. Taco Bell called 911. Thank you for the membership and the super chat. He says, does AJ become a GM wizard when he has restraints? That's interesting because he had those blank checks, obviously, under Peter for years. He finds the diamonds in the rough when he can't just spend money. I mean, it's an interesting talking point. They've really exceeded with some of these, budgetary moves over the last 2 years. Now, some of their big moves have paid off too, to be fair. Some of those big swing moves he made when Peter Sather was running the organization. But I think that there's something to be said for Preller when handcuffed, where he's had some of his more savvy moves. And that's certainly happened over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think, in life, when you're your back's up against the wall, you're just going to figure out a way to get it done. That's just like survival instincts. You're going to figure it out more often than not. When you're given a bunch of leeway and, you're afforded to make mistakes and you're like, whatever, maybe don't try as hard. I'm not saying Preller hasn't tried hard, but, I'm just like, if I'm given $1 million and I can live off that for a pretty good amount of time, but if I'm given like $1,000, I have to really tighten everything up and, be careful with my money and spend it wisely. When you get $1 million, you're not spending that money wisely. You're just probably buying this and buying that. Like, here's whatever. So yeah, maybe this has made Preller into a better GM. And we know that he's a scout at heart. So scouting these guys and bringing them in and getting on, $1 million contracts, like, so far so good, man. He has hit every single last year plus. Now it's like, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of you can do no wrong. I mean, again, the 93 wins was great. This start is great. Last year's postseason is a whole nother story. But no, it's been a lot of good for Preller. It has for the last season. Plus, Jonathan, thank you. I'm not sure if this is just a super or a super sticker, but we appreciate your support of the channel. Slon ain't easy. Thank you for your support. Jim, could you run through, because now we're down to 157 games. So this won't take 8 minutes like it took last night. So just go game by game with what's left and go through the probables.
All right. So tomorrow, 6:40 start, Michael King on the mound for the Padres.
How do I watch?
Against
Padres.tv?
You can watch on Padres.tv. Logan Allen, old friend, pitching for the Cleveland Guardians. Then the Wednesday matinee game, Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres, and Ben Lively will be on the mound for the Guardians. Then we have an off day on Thursday, John, as they travel to Chicago for a 6-game road trip through Chicago and not the Oakland Athletics, but the Sacramento Athletics.
All right, stop. We're kidding. Did you see the Sacramento? Did you see the media room in Sacramento.
It's like
Where
a shed.
it's like a tool shed.
Dude, the fans were already
MLB is
yelling or chanting "sell the team." I mean, what are we doing here?
come on, yeah. I mean, you got the Rays playing at the freaking Yankees spring training home. You have the A's playing where the River Cats play in Sacramento. You have I don't even know what they have. They've got some amazing franchises like the Padres, and then you've got some franchises that shouldn't even be in baseball. The ownership of the Rays, the ownership of the A's. Who even knows what's going on? The ownership of the Marlins. I mean, it's a weird sport right now. Be thankful you're a Padres fan as opposed to like a Rays fan if you're with us right now. Enzo, thank you. He says Sheets looked locked in. That's all I was saying. Yeah, I mean he's completely locked in. He's completely locked in. They flashed a graphic up after the game. I think I screenshotted it. Yeah, he's hitting 500. I know it's early. He's got how does he only have 5 RBIs? He's got 5 RBIs tied for the team lead. His OPS on base plus slugging is 1390. I get it. It's early. He's had 7 hits, which is the second most for the Padres. So and he didn't play one game for them. I think
Who?
He didn't play opening day, did he?
Gavin Sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah, to pitch that home run. Remember?
Okay, but he didn't start one game. Is the point?
He didn't start on Thursday, but he had that big pinch hit home run to tie the game.
That's right. But I mean, I guess my point is that, yeah, he's been uber productive. Obviously, that's not my point. That's everyone's point, and that continued here tonight. We should talk. I want to get to our title sponsor. Then I want to talk about Manny Machado, not what he did at the plate, but what he did in the field here tonight. We do want to thank Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you're here live right now, please subscribe. We have 600 of you here live right now. Please subscribe to this channel. We have year-round content for you if you are a baseball fan, if you are a Padres fan. We can't do this without Mark Nimitz. Simple as that. He's been with us since day one, 4 years of John and Jim and the Wrap-Up Show on YouTube. If you have an insurance need, trust us. He is a great insurance agent. I've got a life insurance, homeowners insurance, and earthquake insurance policy through Mark Nimitz. You can as well. He does auto, he does renters, he does home, he does everything. Click the link in the description down below. If you ever need him, he's there for you. I had to file a claim a couple of years ago. He was there for me and my family. He'll do the same for you. He's going to save you time and money. If you ever need him, what separates him is he's going to be there for you. He saved us so much time and money. So he's a native San Diegan and a lifelong Padres fan, and he's thrilled like we all are for the start. So call him. He'll talk to you about the Padres, and he'll save you money on your insurance. And before you renew your policy, get in contact with Mark by clicking that link in the description down below. But again, if you support this channel, please support our title sponsor. He's been with us since day one. There is no wrap-up show without Mark Nimitz. There's no wrap-up show on YouTube without Mark Nimitz. So click that link in the description down below.
Yeah, all his information is on that ticker, mnimitz at farmersagent.com, and you reach out to our buddy Mark. Let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
So Kyle Hart was kind of laboring through some early innings. I think it was 4-2 when he allowed the first two to reach, I forget the inning, 4th or 5th inning. And Manny Machado made the play of the night. Like, forget about Sheets and forget about the offense. The play of the night was on a pickoff from Hart where he threw to third, and Manny not only tagged the runner, but the runner interfered with Manny, and it's only interference if Manny makes a fielding play. And that's exactly what he did. He got the 1 out because he got run into, and then he faked a throw to second as if he was trying to complete a double play. By doing that, he had the benefit of garnering interference as well. It went from 2 on, no one out in a 2-run game to 2 outs, nobody on. And by the way, I think the next batter may have singled. There was another base runner in that inning. So that could have easily been a 2+ run inning against Kyle Hart. Who knows what the complexion of the game looks like otherwise. Manny Machado, we give him credit for his offense, and he's going to compile nearly 3,000 hits, probably maybe 500 home runs. But he's so savvy defensively, and he showed it there.
He is still one of the best third basemen defensively in the game, one of the best defensive players in the game. When he's not hitting, guess what? His defense is always elite. That is the one thing that I have never, ever, I guess, criticized Manny for is his defense. Defense has always been elite. Have I criticized him for what he's done at the plate? Like, yeah, but never defensively. Defensively, you can't say a bad word about Manny Machado defensively. I mean, he always is out there every single day at third base playing Gold Glove defense. And the fact that he's only won, one Gold Glove? Has he won a Gold Glove with the Padres?
I think he's got 2 in his career. I don't know where he won them. Maybe he won here.
Okay.
Someone put that in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the fact that he's only won 2 Gold Gloves in his career is an absolute joke. I'm not saying that Nolan Arenado is not also a great defensive player, but the fact that Nolan Arenado has won a Gold Glove, like besides last year, like for like 6 straight seasons or whatever it is, I mean, it's a joke. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, he's one of the best defensive third basemen in the game, and he still continues to be one of the best defensive third basemen in the game, even if he's slumping at the plate.
It's the one thing we always say, like about baseball, you don't know where the game is won or lost. It's not basketball where you're like, well, you're down 2 with 13 seconds left, like draw up a play to tie or win the game. You can win or lose a game any inning at any point. There's no clock there. So if Manny doesn't make that play, if that allows another batter to come to the plate in the inning, if 2 or 3 runs score, we don't know what happens. Now, I trust in the Padres. I think even if Cleveland ties the game up there, 4-4 takes a 5-4 lead, I think the Padres probably still win the game because their offense has been that good. And like Jackson says, they don't feel the pressure. They apply it. I love that line. But again, it's like, it's the defensive plays. How about Tatis later in the inning? He makes this sliding play like Superman. He's just like sliding on the grass, on the wet
Right, yeah.
grass. He slid like 65 feet later in the inning after there was a base hit. So you're talking about brilliant defense. Machado, Tatis. The fact that they moved Tatis as a youngster from the infield to the outfield, that's worked out. That's been able to keep him on the field. So again, it's like they're winning with their pitching, obviously. The defense, the timely hitting. Again, there's no secret here. How do you win 5 consecutive games? You play well all around, by and large, and they've played well all around, by and large.
Yeah, they've played great baseball. I continue to say, like, it just feels like a continuation of the regular season from last year. I said it after opening day. It's like, just feels like this is game 163 of the regular season of 2024. You know, postseason, different story, obviously. But even the first 2 postseason games against the Braves, they were great. And through the first 3 games of the Dodger series, they were also really good. What, your mic doesn't work?
No, it does. I just hear something outside. I don't know what it is.
Oh, probably like a burglar or something. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no big deal.
This is just it's just a continuation of 2024 in the regular season with new faces, and those new faces are doing the same things that the old faces that were here that aren't here anymore are doing.
And you know who gets some immediate credit for that is the manager.
He does.
When the faces change, but the results remain the same, like Brian Dutcher. You know,
Correct.
It's like you've had all this change, yet the culture and it just figured out. They win. And Mike Schill, again, it's a smaller sample size here, but he did win in St. Louis, and he has won here. And he hasn't yet won a World Series or managed in a World Series, but that's hard to do. But he's been a very effective manager. And I know here it's still early. It's been 1 year and 5 games. But considering what we saw in 2021 and 2023 and even like a 2019, it's just nice to have some level of something sustained, right? Some continuity. I don't even know how to describe it, but there's something to be. It's been such a roller coaster here. Can we ride the high for another year? You know, because it's been up and down and up and down. Can we keep it going in the right trajectory for another year plus? Is that too much to ask? I don't think it is, but listen, we've been fooled before, man. This is the San Diego Padres. Like, things are going well. I'm not forecasting 106 wins from this team. So there'll be adversity that strikes.
Because if you want a recent season where they were playing great baseball and then it shit hit the fan and it just all went downhill, just go look no further than 2021. I mean, I don't know the exact record, but I think it was like 37 and like 20. 19. I don't know. It was 18. It was the best, one of the best starts in franchise history through however many games. And then it just all went downhill, you know? So this team, again, they could be 40 and 20, 60 games in, and they could still miss the postseason. Like, that's just baseball, you know? So
yeah, they were, I'm just looking though, to your point, they were 34 and 19.
That's really good.
And they finished the year under 500. 79 and 83. They were 34 and 19. But even remember at the trade deadline, we always thought they were 61 and 47. And actually, at one point, 63 and 47 on August 3rd, 63 and 47. And they finished under 500, 79 and 83. So you're right. And think about how late that is. 63 and 47 is 110 games into the year, and they finished under 500.
Yeah. So while the start is amazing, and it is now the best start in franchise history, there's still a lot of season left, guys. There is a lot of season left. How am I negative here? W? God. People today, man.
People today. We will get into that actually coming up in a moment. I do want to, while we have a brief moment, thank our friends at Mova Globes. Because if you're a baseball fan and you're with us right now, you got to pick one of these up. Mova Globes, available for all 30 teams, officially licensed. Pick one of these up, and when you do it, use promo code PWS10. You'll get 10% off. Click the link in the description down below. Promo code PWS10. Great products. They automatically spin with artificial or natural light. There are no cords. There are no wires. The technology was invented in Cardiff by the Sea in North County. They have offices in San Diego, and they've got all 30 teams for you. And they have other globes as well. Planetary globes, Earth globes, whatever type of globe you want, Mova has. So use promo code PWS10. That's PWS10. Get 10% off. Pick up a Padres globe if you're a Padres fan, or maybe you have a family friend that likes one of the other 29 teams. You can pick those up as well. Great birthday or gift idea. Awesome for a home or a work office. Your kids are going to love them. Your family's going to love them. If you're a baseball fan, this is a great gift idea for a baseball fan in your life.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Get a Mova Globe. Use our promo code, and you won't regret it. These Mova Globes are awesome. I wish I was at Crumble today, Chad. I wish I was.
Oops.
So you're 5-0.
W has chimed back in.
Starter showed out, and you stay negative. I would like you, W, to tell me what I said that was negative.
It was something probably about King and Cease.
What did I say about them?
Like they didn't pitch well their first time out. I'm making it up. Did you say that? Something like that.
I did. I mean, that's not negative though. I'm literally pointing out a fact. I want to know what I said that was
W.
negative.
Here, this is actually fun. W. What would you like us to talk about for an hour?
Right.
All we've done is be complimentary, right? I mean, everyone else is here. Nobody else is like, I can't believe you guys are saying this about the 5-0 Padres. What would you like us to say? Would you like us to start making the rings for the World Series? Should we start coming up at the parade route? Should we tell you how many games ahead of the Dodgers they'll finish in the division? Should we tell you they're going to sweep through the playoffs, that they maybe will lose one game in the playoffs and it won't be to the Dodgers, or it will be to the Dodgers? What else could we say through 5 games? We've been overly complimentary, as everyone should be at this point. Like, I want to know what have we said improperly?
Yeah, I'll wait. But again, I don't really care because I know what I've said, and I've been saying just straight facts. And I mean, this team is really fun to watch right now. I there's nothing I could say that's negative about them. All I said is it's early, and look at 2021, and I hope that doesn't happen. Like, okay. So,
all right,
whatever.
Let's get back to it. I don't know if W is going to chime in or not.
I'm
happy to pull up the chat. Yeah. Every so often, thank you, man, for the super chat. Over 600 of you are live right now. Please subscribe to this channel.
Hit that like button too. We need all your support, please.
Yeah, we need the 400 likes. And the supers are appreciated. Click the $sign below the chat box like every so often. Who says, today I learned you can change batting gloves mid-AB.
Can you?
I don't fully recall the circumstance that played out there. But, yeah, I mean, I guess if you call time or if there's an issue with your batting gloves, which will allow us to transition for a brief moment, Jim, to some of the topics that we've been discussing over the last 24 hours, including the news that came out while we were on the air today about Jurickson Profar. That was a shocker. I guess anytime someone tests positive for PEDs today, it's kind of shocking. You're not expecting anyone to test positive for PEDs. But that, to me, was shocking. It was the last thing I ever expected Jurickson Profar. Like, he's not some home run threat. He's in the middle of his career. He's late in his career. He's coming off a career year. Jurickson Profar, just our reaction to 4 games into his Braves tenure, he's going to miss 80 games. He signs a $42 million deal. He's going to miss. He's going to not make $7 million of the $14 million he's owed this year because of that. He's not eligible for the postseason. Shoot, their own 5. They might not be anywhere near the postseason. We'll see. I was shocked for a guy that spent the better part of the last half decade in San Diego. Color me surprised.
Yeah, that's a brutal one. Hold on one second here. I'm trying to pull this up. I got some sound.
Yeah. Don't do it unless we can play it.
It's fine. It's off Twitter. Who cares? It's from Marty
Caswell.
Yeah. See that?
I see in the bottom. I don't see it on the screen.
You want to add it to the screen?
But your computer sucks. It's just a gray box.
Don't worry about it. Here we go. This is Manny Machado on the Profar suspension.
Ooh.
And you know this before the games. How tough is the release on Jurickson?
Yeah, I mean that's obviously a tough one to swallow, right? And it just sucks to hear it. And Profar is always going to be my best friend, and going to support him no matter what, and be right by his side on this tough journey he's going to be on.
Thank you. And you know this before.
Not too much.
Not too much.
I didn't realize they were best friends.
Dude, Profar is and was beloved in that clubhouse. You got him and Toddy, who are super tight, and they work out in the off season together. And you got, Manny and Profar were at the SDFC game this past Saturday night. I know that him and Merrill are tight for sure. It's probably a definite shock in that clubhouse. And I'm just glad that this makes me glad that the Padres didn't re-sign him.
Yeah, 100%.
I was pushing all off season. You gotta sign Profar, and I thought they still should have signed Profar until 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
Like up until 6 hours ago, I was and still was on the they should have signed Profar train. Now I'm like, thank goodness they didn't, because that would just be a giant e-break to the start of their season.
You could easily make the argument now that this 3-year, $42 million deal is going to end terribly for Atlanta, because to recapture what he had doesn't seem overly likely this year. There's only going to be 75 games left in the season when he returns. So, okay, maybe you capture it in the second half of the year. If you don't, you got a lot of pressure on you to live up to something next year, and you're like a 33-year-old.
And by the way,
I just think that that's just it's just not good if you're Profar. It's just I don't know how you recover from something like this, truthfully.
And by the way, anybody out there that is saying, "See, told you so," wasn't worth it, stop. Nobody knew he was going to get suspended for PEDs. He still hasn't shown that last year was a complete fluke, right? Getting suspended for PEDs makes you wonder about last year a lot, right? Because it seems like he was popped in the offseason and it came back positive to start the year. And then that's how he got suspended. And again, I hate how my mind wanders to who does Jurickson Profar work out with in the offseason all the time? Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, by no means am I associating Fernando Tatis Jr. and putting him guilty by association here. I'm just saying that that's where my mind wanders because of Tatis's past. Because now you got 2 guys who work out in the offseason regularly, who are really tight. I don't think Tatis spoke tonight. Maybe he did. And both of them now have been suspended in their careers for PEDs. It's just brutal, man. It sucks.
Yeah, it absolutely sucks. It does. Let's get back to some of these supers. We can continue that conversation as well if you want. HBBBV. I won't read this full thing, but did you see Freeman got hurt like he hurt his ankle in the shower.
I did not see that. Again, I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention to the Dodgers. Did they win tonight?
They
Yeah, they
did.
won tonight, right? Okay, that's great.
But yeah, he did hurt his ankle in the shower. I don't even know what that means. I mean,
What do you,
the
like,
guy's like
slip
the
or
World Series hero, and he hurt his ankle in the shower. I didn't even know that was possible. Nick, thank you. Nick Costenda, thank you for or Castaneda.
Thanks.
I don't know how to say your last name, Nick, but thank you anyway
All
for
right,
the
Nick.
super chat. He says, better as the game goes, better as the series goes, better as the season goes. Hell of a way to start 2025. I love baseball. It's an awesome start. Awesome start. How can you not be romantic about baseball when the Padres start 5-0 for the first time in franchise history? And then Keaton follows up by saying, did Tatis's dad fix Profar swing or share PEDs? Yeah, again, we don't know the circumstance here. Okay,
No.
we don't know particulars. I saw the statement from Profar, the Braves, Major League Baseball, whatever. Nobody's ever going to know the particulars. Nobody gets to the bottom of steroid usage in sports, right? We're not going to get some tell-all, Jim. Oh, this is what happened. That's not coming to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution tomorrow, I wouldn't think.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It just is what it is. The definition of it is what it is. And, it's unfortunate for all parties.
Yeah, I hate it because I loved last season so much, and I loved Profar's year. I really did. That Profar was along with Jackson Merrill, my two my favorite Padres to watch last season. Him, Profar, and Merrill. And Profar was in so many big moments, and he was like, he was like the bouncer, like, you're not gonna fuck with us type of guy. And he was in all of the big moments, Dodger Stadium, the Nationals, the Dodgers earlier in the year when Will Smith called him out. And I loved it. I loved his grit. I loved his energy. I loved his toughness that he brought to the team. That was desperately missed from 2023. 2023 team did not have that. And so Profar bringing that to the team last year was so big that it just sucks now that, for me, how I feel, this is my opinion, I feel a little dirty about last year. Like, I just don't look at it the same
No, you're
right
saying
now.
Profar's last year or the Padres last year?
Profar's last year.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably not going to go that far, but it's open-ended to me. Like, I don't know what was going on in 2024 with Profar. What Kevin Acey said with us today, he said the same thing. It leads you down a path of you wonder. Considering the reason this steroid is used is as a masking agent after you've cycled through steroids, right?
Yes.
This isn't what you take while using. It's what you take after using. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. And what he explained today was that he was tested at least 8 times in the regular season and tested negative all 8 times.
Right. You're saying in 2024.
Right. So
Yeah.
Was he actually not using, or was he doing something to mask it? Or I don't know. I mean, those are just speculations for sure, but it's just a bummer. It sucks. I don't like it. Yeah, it sucks.
How long is a cycle? How long is a testosterone cycle or steroid cycle occur for? I don't know the answer. Is this a very quick process? Is this a 3-7 day cycle? Is it 21 days? Is it a series of weeks or months? Because I just don't know the particulars of it, even though it's been a part of baseball for 30 years at this point. But again, it's pretty damning is what it is. I mean, he's accepting the punishment. He's not appealing it. So what does that tell you about what's transpired here? I think he understands that, well, maybe, I don't know. You can say whatever you want, that I've never taken him before, but people are going to believe what they want to believe, right? I mean, that's what's going to happen. People are going to believe what they want to believe. When you test positive for steroids, it opens the can of worms and the question, were you previously using? Have you been able to hide your usage previously? Everyone feels the same way. You might feel differently because you're a Padres fan, but everyone has said this. They've said it about all the people that have been accused of steroids over the years. How long were they using them? Did they get away with using them? Et cetera.
Yeah. Guys like Bonds never tested positive for steroids. Never got suspended. Never. But he'll also never make the Hall of Fame because of, 1, the accusations. 2, he did admit to using the cream in the clear. which again, you have to use more than that to get to where he was. But I also
Also, they weren't testing,
they
right?
weren't testing. They didn't care.
And they weren't
Baseball looked
illegal.
the
You're
other
right.
way.
Yeah,
They looked the other way because they realized that if they cracked down, then all of their big stars would be suspended, and that would effectively kill the sport right then and there.
I'll get back to this from Taco Bell call 911. I'm just seeing from Ryan. I don't know Ryan, but typical cycles 10 to 12 weeks. I mean, that's a long period of time.
Yeah.
Now, again, that would give you the time to do it in an off season. It's 10 to 12 weeks you have, but that's not some short cycle of 7 days or 21 days. I mean, 10 to 12 weeks, that's a long time. Taco Bell call 911. Thank you. He says, why would a player that's not great not do steroids? You get suspended, sure, but you get a big contract unless you ban them first time. They'll do it. Well, they do ban you first time. There's a lot of minor leaguers that get popped. I don't understand the circumstance of Profar, Jim. You get your contract and then you do him, or was he potentially cycling before the contract? Because remember, he didn't sign with Atlanta until late in the offseason.
Yeah, and it seems like this test was in the offseason, and then it popped up at the beginning of the year.
Kind of seems that way. Yeah.
So, like, if you're trying to create a timeline here, and again, this is all just wild speculation. Him using last year and then masking it somehow, whatever. And then end of the year comes, he takes this to cycle off to build up natural testosterone and to make sure that he gets that big contract and he's clean. He doesn't have to. It just all seems fishy, right? Guy in a contract year wants to get a big contract, has a career year on roids, takes this to cycle off, gets that big contract. He's not going to do it again, but then he gets popped anyway. Like, it's just.
No, I think, now listen, that, like you said, it's wild speculation. I think that might be a bridge too far. We don't know about what he was doing.
I don't know. I'm just,
in 2024, but we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know if he was clean or not fully. And he may have been, but because he's tested positive, he's going to have to answer those questions now moving forward, because people are going to have questions about Jurickson Profar, unfortunately. Now, why do people not do steroids? Because you're going to get caught. I think it's, that's my guess. People still do them, clearly.
Yeah. And while this bums me out, this also, you got to move forward, and you're looking at it from a Padres perspective. It's good for the Padres. It weakens one of the teams that you're going to be competing against for potentially a playoff spot, even though the Braves might not win a game this year. It is not in your clubhouse, so you don't have to worry about that distraction. It's just they're like guys that are best friends with them, but they're not in the clubhouse, so it doesn't create this cloud over the clubhouse. If a guy, that you just got a big contract gets popped for steroids. So those are all positives. And they went out tonight. They won the game. They're 5-0. They have a chance to, win another series tomorrow, go 6-0. Hell, maybe even 7-0 with King and Cease on the mound the next 2 days. So yeah, while it does kind of feel a little like Profar is still a part of this team, I don't know why it feels like it to me. He's not. And thankfully he's not, because that would suck.
Yeah. And again, I think he'll still be remembered fondly in a Padres uniform. This didn't happen in his time with San Diego, or he wasn't popped in his time in San Diego, and he was on some of these, more revered teams, right, like 22 and 24. So again, it's not ideal. It's probably more of an issue for Atlanta, and not probably, it's more of an issue for Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta is in the no good, terrible, very bad season right now after this 0-5 start. Injuries everywhere, suspensions now to their big signing in the offseason. So that's something that Atlanta will have to move forward with or deal with. But from a Padres perspective, 5-0 is 5-0. And let's now see if King and Cease can look more like themselves second time around. Because King, first ever opening day start. Cease, first start of the year. And it wasn't their best outings of the season. Certainly not for King. 2 2/3 innings. He threw 76 pitches, I think. So I think it'll probably look more normal for King. You don't have that same level of anxiety that you would have because you're pitching on opening freaking day for the first time in your career. So I am very much looking forward to seeing Michael King second time out tomorrow night at Petco.
I am too. I think he's going to have a much better start tomorrow than opening day. And even if he doesn't, again, I still will not be worried. Like, same thing with Cease. I still won't be worried. I trust those guys. I trust that they're going to, if they get off to slow starts, that they're going to turn it around and they're going to be effective for this team as long as they're healthy. I just do. I think they have the stuff to, frontline stuff, King and Cease. So I'm expecting a better start from King tomorrow. I'm expecting a better start from Cease on Wednesday. And I have a real legitimate chance here to start the season 7-0, which would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be unbelievable. It really would. I mean, yeah, I think 6-1 are better at this point. You're like, man, this is the start that really you start to believe. When teams get off to good starts, it can snowball. There's a snowball effect. And when you get off to a bad start, it can be tough to dig out of that. When you get off to something like a 1-6 start, teams do it. And there are teams that get off to good starts that aren't good. But again, it can snowball. There can be that snowball effect when you get off to a good start.
Yeah.
Taco Bell call 911 again with the super thank you. It says, why? Okay, this is an interesting theory, Jim. Why can't they say all players drafted after 2030, if caught, are banned for life? Everyone else gets grandfathered in because they have a union.
Yeah.
So you can't take one thing and put it in your body and maybe actually make a mistake and then be like, you're banned for life. Like that can't be the consequence for any action. Not any action, you get the point. There's things you can do illegal, and there could be consequences for that. But you can't take some substance in the Dominican that's like legal to buy and then be banned for life. So there's going to have to be a violation policy, which is outlined. Union has agreed to it. Hey, listen, 80 games is a steep penalty. First offense, 80 games is a steep penalty. It is steeper than the penalty they had 15 years ago, and it's steeper than the penalty they had 30 years ago. So it's a steep penalty. And I don't think anyone wants to miss the postseason and not be eligible for half a year and not get paid.
No, there's a reason why they put the timelines in as they did, is because they are steep. 80 games, and you have to miss the postseason as well.
That's a big number. And that money, that's a lot of money.
And you lose that money. Yeah. Now Profar's deal goes down to what,
35.
35?
He's missing out on $7 million. Can you imagine making in life a $7 million mistake?
Dude, off. It just, oh my God, I can't even imagine. But again, that makes you like wonder. It just, at least it does for me. Like, it makes me wonder if this was to cycle off of, which it is used for that reason, off of whatever he was doing last year, and making sure that if he got a contract that was like the one he got from Atlanta, he wasn't going to go into this new contract still doing what he was doing. Man, that's brutal, dude. That is brutal. I can't even, if I made a $7 million mistake in my life,
I don't like wasting
yeah, I don't know.
I don't like Kristen's like, why did you buy that like razor? It costs like $49.95 if I don't need it like a razor. I
won't even buy a $49.99 razor because I'm like, I could probably get like one for like $25.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, a $7 million mistake. Now, listen, $35 million is still $35 million, but
yeah,
And
another thing too, just with like the start of their season. Sorry, W. This might come off as negative to you because you can't handle it. I will be interested, just like last year's team. Last year's team dealt with adversity. I mean, there was one point in the season where like, oh my God, they're about to. This is awful. When they're about to go 0 for on a road trip until Matt Waldron pitched an amazing game for Rich Ranger Suarez, and then Manny pulled himself out. How is this year's team, going to deal with adversity? I think they can deal with it and will deal with it very well because Schilt is just the most positive person on the planet. He just won't let anything bother him as far as like negative thoughts go. But that's a question you ask every team through every course of seasons. How do you deal with adversity? Not everything is perfect. There will be moments where this team loses games and they go through losing streaks and they aren't playing well. How do they deal with that? How do they overcome that? And hopefully it doesn't happen for a while, but again, I'm curious to see, how this team responds. And it's still very early. It's 5. It's not like 30, 40 games in this season. It's 5, so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The answer to this, Keaton, is no. I don't think we're going to do steroids to add a wrinkle to the show. Like, hey, here's how you cycle through steroids. Tune into the wrap-up show on Tuesday night.
I don't think that would be legal. I think we would legitimately get arrested for that if we started
Probably
showing
true.
people how to cycle on steroids on YouTube.
Yeah, probably not.
We
Shay
would get
says,
arrested.
Jim, your hats are $80, and he's talking to me.
This is Jim. I'm Jim.
Why do
Okay.
people? Is it
This
because
this is
John and
John.
Jim, and you're on that side?
like when you take away comments, it says our names below us.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Right there.
Fred wants to know if I shave. Yeah,
Do you shave?
not very often though.
Do you do razor shave? I never asked you this before.
A little bit of both over the years. Right now, I just bought an electric razor for so much, like one of those Braun electrics, because I cut myself a couple times with like the freaking Harry's razors. I'll go back to Harry's if they want to endorse, but right now it's right now I'm using a Braun electric.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever shave my beard.
Do it, be a man. Don't do it if they keep winning, though. Are we saying these melon hats?
These ones?
Are they $80?
No, they're like $65. My melons, dude. I love these hats. Love
I know
them.
you do. I know.
Hey, Melon. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Padres wrap up show at gmail.com, Melon.
Yeah.
Richard appreciates you. He says you can't allow Profar to change 2024. He and he alone did this to himself, period.
Yeah.
As a Dodger fan, I could eat this up, but at age 60, I keep it real. Yeah, again, players have tested positive. He's not the first, he's not the last, But
it's just a bummer that it was such like it's such a crucial player to 2024. He was so good last year. He was an all-star for the first time, career year. His biggest contract that he'll ever get, and he gets popped for steroids the year after that. You're like, great look.
Right.
I'm
just looking at some of these comments.
By the way,
I look that young. My hair's gray, man.
Yeah, I know. By the way, just a quick update. We have over 200 likes on this video. We're trying to get to 400 likes. So if you're watching us on replay and you haven't yet, hit that like button. It helps out with the algorithm, helps out the channel. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Please hit that like button. It's all we ask of you. And subscribe as well. We are close to 8,200 subs, John. We're about 50 away. So we're on the road to 10K subs. We need to get 10K subs this year. Ideally, like, I don't know, tomorrow, but we need your help out there. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10K. We are inching closer. We're less than 2K subs away from 10,000. And we need to hit that goal this year, guys. Absolutely.
So listen to this. Speaking of YouTube, I sent this to Jim and he replied, okay. But this I found interesting. 0.0003% of creators have 10 million subscribers. We're never going to hit 10 million. Okay, Jim? So just let that go.
We might in like 2097.
When the MOVA globe stops spinning. 0.09% of creators reach 1 million. We're going to need a couple of World Series titles, Padres fans.
At least
only 0.85% of creators. Listen to this: 0.85% get to 100K. Now we got a long way to go. We're at 8,100. But now 1.5% of creators reach 50K. Okay, 1.5%, and then 4.8% of creators reach 10K. I want to get to 10K. I want to be in the 4.8%. I want a shirt that says 4.8%.
I would love to be in the 4.8%.
I want to be in the 4.8%.
I want to be in the 4.8%. And it's all because of you guys that we are, have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I think the community that we've built has been pretty awesome. And getting to 10K subs would be pretty cool. So
do us a solid. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're not playing Underdog Fantasy, what are you waiting for?
Seriously.
Use promo code PODSWRAP, that's PADSWRAP, and you can get a 50% deposit match plus a free gimme pick. This is how easy it is to play Underdog Fantasy. let's say you think Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to homer tomorrow, okay?
Mhm.
And let's say you think that Stephen Kwan will have less than 1.5 total bases. And then
Okay.
let's pair that with Giannis scoring 31 points, okay?
I like it. I like it.
$10 wager there pays $115.80. A $10 wager pays $115.80. Here's the deal. You can flex it, which means you only have to get 2 correct. You still win if you get 2 correct by flexing it. You win less, but you still win. That's how simple and easy it is to play Underdog Fantasy. You can sign up right now by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the description down below. Use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, and you'll get that 50% deposit match plus a free gimme. Dude, it's YouTube. This is what you do, man. This is what YouTube, you just push things. You just push products.
This
So YouTube
pays the
is.
bills, my guys.
Dude, do you know how much of our lives we spend on these freaking platforms? Radio. Now they pay us. Yeah, the radio. It's literally our job. YouTube, they don't really pay us. It's kind of the labor of love.
Yeah.
All we do is this shit.
Right.
But he
Yeah.
brings up a good point. Anyway, use promo code PODSWRAP and get a 50% deposit match plus a free gimme pick. The best and easiest place to play fantasy sports is with Underdog Fantasy.
Yes. Scan the QR code above my head. If you haven't already, when you download the app, you have to use our promo code PODSWRAP. Like it's a non-negotiable. PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Then you can start playing, as John pointed it out there beautifully, how to play. You can win some big time money, but you have to use our promo code when you download Underdog Fantasy PODSWRAP, or we'll be mad at you. So do it right now.
Yep, PADSWRAP. Click that link in the description down below or scan the QR code. This is a question.
He's joking.
This
Yeah.
is this show separate from your jobs or is this part of the radio station? I think people have thought that before because we've done this show on the station. This is separate from the station. This is like the side. The radio is like, we have to go there. Like if I don't go there, I have to like tell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it's like whatever we do.
Right. We started this show on the radio back in
We did.
2020. And then it morphed into this, which was much easier to do. Yeah. Yeah. It's a side hustle.
Keith, Parks and Normal. They're actually coming out with new Padres caps this year. I've been DMing with them actually today. Parksandnormal.com. Great company. Great caps. What are you laughing at?
Matt said, does Jim have more hair on his chin than the back of his head?
Don't say that.
It's not very nice. Just because it's true, it's not nice.
Jim can. I don't really say that word.
Yes, I can say whatever I want. Well, to an extent, because there are some like rules and stuff. But yeah, I could say shit, fuck, whatever. I mean, it's a much more open form on here than it is on radio. Does not mean we're not telling you to not watch our show and listen to our show on radio. You absolutely should listen to our show and subscribe to our John and Jim YouTube channel as well. But yeah, here I'm just like, whatever. Like on radio, if me and John stopped talking for like 2 minutes right now on radio, there'd be a buzzer that sounds and people would run in and be like, what's going on? Why aren't you talking?
No, 2 minutes. It's like 11 seconds.
I know, but I'm just like, I'm over exaggerating. If me and you didn't talk for 2 minutes here and like I got up and I like went to the bathroom or you got up and like got like a kombucha water or whatever,
Kombucha water.
It wouldn't matter, you know?
What's funny is I've always found this interesting. I want to put a poll at the top of the chat one night, although people here, it's like biased. And then people on the radio are biased. Like, do people prefer the radio show or the wrap-up show? Like, that's a good question. They're different shows. They can't be the same, to your point. Different format, different style, different topics.
Richard said YouTube Jim is more interesting than 760 Jim.
Yeah, definitely. Stay measure-headed, like you said. Whatever that meant. Remember you said that on the radio?
wrap up.
You meant level-headed, I think.
Well, our radio show is definitely Padres focused.
Oh, it's like 90% of the show.
I get it, and I know what people probably say is like, "There's too many ads on the radio." I know.
Well,
Now,
yeah, it's like our
yeah.
job, though. They have to pay us.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going 4 straight hours.
It's like commercial radio. That's how it works. JD Gaucho, like every station in the country works the same way. FM, AM. Dodgers adopted Not Like Us for their playoff anthem in 2024. What song would be for the Padres? Relax. It's 5 games. It's 5 games. Stay tuned, right? Like, we got time. Songs that haven't even been released will hopefully be the Padres playoff anthem in 2025 if they make it. It's early. Ace J says we need to bring more players from the South Side, but not all of them. Tatis postgame with Marty. Did he really say that? Find that.
What?
As if he's like, we need more White Sox, but not all of them because they suck.
Okay.
Does Marty have an interview with Toddy?
Oh, yeah, he did say that. It's beautiful. We need to bring more players from the South Side. That's funny. That's really good.
That's hilarious.
So what I've been reading from the chat, John, is everyone hates our radio show.
Well, that's because they're watching the wrap-up show.
I know.
Both are train wrecks. I mean, first of all, don't tell me rap Padres focus, Matthew. Come on, dude.
Our radio show is literally Padres like 95% of the time.
Jeff, who's designing things for us, and thank you, Jeff, and who we met at Petco on Saturday, says he leans here because of the Padres content. Here's the thing. You know you're getting Padres here. That's the thing with YouTube channels. Like, you don't subscribe to a Niners YouTube channel and get like Eagles content or like Warriors. They're just going to talk about the Niners.
He hates the logo of the radio show.
Who does?
Jeff. Oh, perfect. The Beef loves our show. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Beef.
Thanks. Oh, so does Luke. Likes our radio show. And the cool thing, I don't like ads and censors. I get it. But, and that's another thing too, is like.
But here's the thing. Without our radio show, we literally don't do the wrap-up show because like we have to have a day job. Like, I have a wife and kid.
Right.
So as in, we need your support of the day job to support the night job. And I like firmly believe that working in commercial radio.
Yeah. You guys, John has.
I called Jim an asshole back-to-back like weeks.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know you couldn't say that. It's not like asshole. What's wrong with that?
I didn't know I couldn't say Jesus Christ.
You can. I don't think you're supposed to.
I think Brent's a little sensitive on that one.
Correct.
Yeah. But again, John has cursed more on the radio than I have cursed more on the radio. And that's kind of crazy coming from me. Like
Luke likes the radio show.
Oh, thank you, Luke. Yeah, I mean, look, the radio show is a what's the word? Integral part of like what we do.
That is a good point from HJ. I mean, people that watch don't necessarily listen. People that listen don't necessarily watch. It's true.
Yeah. That's why we have it on YouTube, you know? And so
someone should start one. Not gonna be us.
Yeah. And by the way, just a little dirty secret. If you do watch our show, even on playback on the John Jim channel, it helps us. It helps our radio show.
Yeah.
So any support is greatly appreciated. Love you all.
I appreciate this from Weber, who says radio show makes me feel connected to San Diego from Wyoming.
Nice. Love that.
That's cool. Yes, absolutely. The skill of it is making it, being able to do it.
The ideal world, honestly, is like, what, John, 3-hour radio show, and then 1 hour wrap up?
Yeah, but we have a 4-hour radio show.
I mean, honestly, if we did a 2-hour radio show, just jam everything in there, and then a 1 hour wrap up, that'd be
but they'll fire us if we have a 2-hour radio show.
Sure, yeah.
Brando's Modern Life, thank you, man, for the super, and appreciate you hanging out. He says, I was at the game, and in the section that started chanting Holy Sheets, it was amazing. He is already fitting into this team like a glove. Pun intended. Love that. Yeah, that's super cool. I was loving that. I'm like, what's going on with this chant? That was so cool. And thank you, Brando, for the super. We appreciate you, dude. No, the FCC won't fine you because there's a dump button, so you can curse and then you hit a button and nobody hears it.
But if I did say fuck on the radio and it didn't get dumped and our bosses heard about it, then I'm fired.
Could be fined.
And then I'm fired. So
yeah, and the fines are up to like over $100,000.
Correct. Yeah. Sad Fryer says, can you break up the radio show into segments on YouTube? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can, but we're not doing that, right?
I know. I probably should do that. I mean, ideally, in the ideal world, we have a producer that does that, but we don't.
Your competition does it.
That's great. They have a producer. like Paul's like a legit producer, and he's like one of the best ones, and we don't have that. So, like, do you see freaking Woods being like, let me just put the chapters in here right now? Like, no.
I don't know how to put the chapters in. I don't know how to do anything. Thank you, HBBBV. He says, SDFC execs went to the Padres game. I saw it on LinkedIn. I saw Ben Fadden tweeting about it.
Did the Padres tweet about it?
No, I don't think so.
Will the Padres ever tweet about SDFC? Manny had Manny.
They have.
Dude, I fucking love it. Manny, I know what he's doing. He put up the SDFC scarf above his locker just as a giant, like, here you go.
Right. He definitely. And he's like a partial owner. So if he can support SDFC, he's going to do it like he did on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball last night.
Yeah, it was great.
They asked him about it.
I know.
He mentioned it. Ishmael, thank you for the super. He says, can you imagine if Profar was still in San Diego? Yeah, it would be a massive story, and we would have spent the whole show on it. You know,
it would just be a complete like giant like halt to the season if they started 4-0 and then this happened. It'd be awful.
Yeah, this is a fair question from sports. I don't have any real inspiration to get into sports radio. I never wanted to do sports radio. I wanted to do play-by-play. And then they're like, when Mark Willard left, they're like, do you want to host? I'm like, yeah, because they'll pay me more money, but I never wanted to do it. I like it more now doing it than I thought I would have liked doing it. I never envisioned myself doing sports talk radio.
My inspiration, his name is Damon Bruce. He's from the Bay Area. He used to work at KMBR, and then he worked at the Odyssey station, and then he got let go, and now he has a pretty successful YouTube channel. But Damon Bruce and a guy named Rod Brooks, both in the Bay Area. And I started listening to those guys, and I was like, okay, I want to get in radio. So
I like it.
Also like Tom Tolbert, Ralph Barbieri.
What's up, Mark?
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Dude, insurance. Click the link in the description down below. Pick up insurance, whatever it
Mark
is.
Is pumped.
Policy.
Mark is super pumped about this.
He's pumped, and he's pumped to have your business as well. But he's pumped to be a Padre fan.
He said, let's go in the chat. He's probably screaming at home, like, let's go.
Let's go. 5-0, Mark. Come on, man.
5-0. 5-0.
That's right. All right. This has been fun. Right?
Good stream.
We're going to do it again tomorrow night, guys. So join us tomorrow night and join us tomorrow. John and Jim, San Diego Sports. I know you're super pumped. I know you're pumped.
Pump it up.
All right. I don't even know what we're doing. Oh, yeah. As we prepare for tomorrow, join us on John and Jim, 2 to 6. Back with you tomorrow night for a wrap-up show following game 2 of this series. Support our partners, our title sponsor since day one. Mark Nimitz is with us right now. Click the link in the description down below. Before you renew your policies, get in contact with Mark. He'll save you time. He'll save you money. He's a great insurance agent. We've done business with Mark for years. So please support Mark. Click that link in the description down below. Mova Globes. Use promo code PWS10. Get 10% off. Boom. 10% off. PWS10. Underdog, promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Get a 50% deposit match. Click that link in the description down below or scan the QR code. The Padres seeking a 6-0 start for the first time in franchise history. They're now 5-0 for the first time in Padres history. We'll see you tomorrow on John and Jim beginning at 2 p.m. and then tomorrow night here on the Wrap-Up Show. Subscribe, smash the like button, follow us, support our sponsors. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the Wrap-Up Show.